In a quiet village, surrounded by fields and dusty roads, lived a young boy named Rohan. Rohan was only 10 years old. He lived with his mother in a small mud house. Their house was simple. Their life was simple too. Rohan's mother worked very hard every day, washing clothes for other families in the village just to earn enough money for the food. Some days were good, but many days were difficult. Still, every morning before Rohan left for school, his mother always tried to give him something to eat, even it was just a single piece of bread. One morning, just like every other day, Rohan's mother wrapped a small piece of bread in a cloth and placed it carefully into his school bag. She looked at him and said softly, Rohan, eat this slowly. Rohan smiled and nodded. Then he started walking towards school along the dusty village path. The morning sun was warm, but Rohan was a quiet boy. He didn't talk much. He simply walked, thinking about his day ahead. When he reached the small village school, the classrooms were already filling with students. The teacher began the lesson, writing words on the blackboard, while the students listened carefully. Rohan sat quietly at his desk, paying attention. Hour passed. Soon the school bell rang for lunch break. The schoolyard quickly filled with children opening their lunch boxes. Some had rice, some had vegetables, some had sweets. Friends gathered in a group, talking and laughing while they ate. He noticed something. A boy was sitting alone near the corner of the yard. The boy looked quiet and a little sad. His name was Arjun. Rohan had seen him in the class before, but they never had really spoken. Arjun was sitting with his head down and his hand empty. He didn't have any food. Rohan watched him for a moment. He could see the hunger on Arjun's face. Slowly, Rohan looked down at the bread in his hand. It was the only food he had for the entire day. Rohan walked over to Arjun and sat beside him under the tree. Arjun looked up, surprised. Without saying much, Rohan broke the bread into two pieces. Then he held one half out of to Arjun. Let's share, Rohan said with a smile. Arjun looked shocked. No one had ever done that for him before. Slowly, he accepted the bread, and for the first time that day, he smiled.
So if you look at this
Every day
diagram,
during
the
lunch
energy
break,
transfer
Rohan would
happens
sit
right
with
here.
Arjun.
See? Ah,
They
right. I get
laughed,
it now. That
shared
makes sense.
stories,
So you actually said that to the teacher?
Yes, I did. And then she just stared at me.
You are
and
crazy.
helped each other with homework. Even though life was difficult, they never felt alone. But one day, something unexpected happened. It was a rainy morning in the village. Dark cloud filled the sky, and the sound of the rain echoed across the rooftop. Inside the small house, Rohan's mother sat quietly. Her face looked worried. There was no food in the house that day. She looked at Rohan and said softly, Rohan, today I couldn't prepare anything for you lunch. Rohan looked at her and smiled gently. It's okay, Ma, he said. Then he picked up his bag and left for the school. That day, during lunch break, children once again opened their lunch boxes. But Rohan sat quietly under the tree with empty hands. He tried not to think about his hunger. Just then, Arjun came running towards him. His face looked excited. Rohan, look, Arjun said happily. opened his lunchbox. Inside were 2 pieces of bread and vegetables. Arjun smiled and said, "Today my mother packed extra food." Then he pushed the lunchbox toward Rohan. "Today we'll eat together, Rohan."
Wait, so you actually said that to the teacher?
Yes, I did.
That
And then she
afternoon,
just
the
stared at
two
me.
boys were
You are
walking home
crazy.
together
So you
along the
actually
main
said that to the
road.
teacher?
Yes,
Near
I
the
did.
village bus
And then
stop,
she just
a bus
stared at
had
me.
just
You
arrived.
are crazy.
Among the passengers stepped off a man, middle-aged, tired, holding the hand of a small girl. The man began searching his bag, then searching again. His face changed. He had left his tiffin bag on the bus. He rushed to the only shop at the stop, a small normal dukan. Biscuit packets, cold drinks, no real food. Nothing that would fill a hungry child's stomach. The man stood there, helpless. He bought a water bottle because that was all he could do. Arjun quietly opened his lunch box, 2 rotis, some sabzis, and wrapped it back in the cloth. While the father's back was turned, Rohan walked softly toward the little girl. He placed the lunchbox gently beside her. He smiled, and both boys walked away quickly without looking back. He looked around again. The road was quiet, only 2 small boys disappearing on the road. Then he sat beside his daughter and helped her eat. Rohan and Arjun walked home with empty hands and full hearts. 1 piece of bread had started it all. It fed a hungry friend. It showed a mother that her struggle was not wasted. And today, it reminded a tired father that even stranger can be gentle. That goodness still exists. That people still care. 3 lives changed by one small act. And it all began with a single piece of bread and a boy who chose to share it.